Welcome back. In this video, we will create a simple REST APIs. In this video, we will just create one GET request and one POST request API. If we want to build our first REST API in Java without touching the XML or complex config files, we can create it from the Spring Boot from the scratch step by step. So now we will create a REST endpoint name API/hello, which returns the list of users, and with the same API of the method HTTP method to post, we will create a new user. In this both examples, we will return the JSON as a response. By the end of this video, you will be able to return a JSON data from your own API. First, let us discuss about what is REST and some of the basic concepts of the REST. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. Generally, it uses the HTTP methods. We have different types of HTTP methods such as GET, POST, PUT, DELETE, and few other like patch and etc. But these are the most specific methods we use for the CRUD operations, for creating, deleting, updating, or fetching. In this REST, data will be exchanged via JSON format. Like with the help of the Spring Boot, it makes us easy to build the REST APIs using our simple Java classes. So let's create a simple Maven project. As we have discussed, like start.spring.io is the official website where we can create our own custom Spring Boot project in a few clicks. Just we will keep it as same. I will keep it as REST demo, and I'll just add a web dependency, and we will keep rest all of them by default values, and we will generate a new project. So once this project is ready, we will just open it in our IDE. As of now, I am using IntelliJ. You can prefer your own IDE such as Eclipse or IntelliJ or anything. In the downloads, I have the REST demo, and I'm opening this project. So once our project is open, as we have already discussed about the folders inside our project and what is the specific use of each folder. So now we will create a new model class. So as of now, we don't create all the controller, service, and repository layers. As of now, just we will create a one simple controller layer and one model class. What is our requirement is creating the controller layer and one model class, and we don't use the DB, just we use the list or array list, you mean to say, and we'll store it in the list and fetch the data from the list instead of using the repository layer. So for that, we have discussed like we will create only two methods, right? First we will create a our controller. For that we will create a new package controller. Once our controller class package is created, now we will create a new class. We will name it as user controller. As we have already discussed about the at the rest annotation, rest controller. And in our example, we have declared our own custom API name, endpoint name for this specific before hitting any endpoint. So this API will be common for all the API requests in our user controller class. So that's the reason we can declare at the rate request mapping. Here we can specify our root endpoint name as API slash. So by default for every method we will have the slash API as a default rest endpoint name. So we will declare one method for. So first we want to save the user data. That's the reason first we'll create a user class, model class. So we'll create a new package. Sorry, by default it came the package controller name, package info. So we'll now create a new package called model. Inside the model, I want to create a user because I just want to save the list of users and fetch the list of user details. So I'm just creating a user Pojo class. So inside the user class, I just want to create a two variables. One is name, another one is email. So I'll generate the constructors and getters and setters. So we can right click, generate. Here we can generate the getter and setters for both name and email. So our getters and setters are ready. We want to create constructors as well. We'll create the constructor with the arguments and without arguments. Both constructors we will define. And again generate constructor without arguments. So our Pojo class is ready. Now we'll go to the controller class. Inside the controller, just we will declare, as we discussed, we will just use the list to store the values. List of user. I just want the list of user where I am just initializing it with the empty array list. We will import the class list and array list. So now we have the list where our data need to be stored. So we will create one get method and get all users. So since we are fetching all the users, we just need the return type as list of users. Sorry, user means our Pojo class name is user. So we will just return the users. So next method what we need to declare is to insert the data into the users list. So for that we will declare one public method which can be accessible, and we just need the method name as add user. Okay, what this add user will do, it should add the input request which we have received from the post method and add our user. So this user we need to get it from the input from the method call. So that is the reason we just need the at the rate request body. In the body itself we need to send the user details. After adding this particular user to the user list, just we need to return the particular user which we have got from the input body. So what is this return type? This user is nothing but the type of the user. Just whenever we are creating, just we need to return the particular user which we have created after adding to the particular list. So here we need to declare use the annotations. One is for get mapping. This get mapping will be invoked when we call the method at the rate users. Here we can remove this slash API. And for the post mapping also we use the same. Instead of declaring individually, we can declare here as well with the help of slash users, and we can comment it out. This is one of the way. As of now, just we will use the get mapping and this. So now we will run our application. If you see, we have created just an model class with the two parameters, instance variables. One is your name and email, and we have created the controller class. Means this controller class, we are using this particular model class to receive the input from the method call or the REST API call. I mean to say, whenever the post request is called from the another application or browser or somewhere, just they need to pass the return type as user. So what this user need to contain is one is the name and another one is the email. So to test this application, first we need to run this application. Just go to the REST application demo and just click on run. Now our application is running in the console at the port 8080, localhost 8080, but we have declared our own custom endpoint name which is nothing but API slash users. If you see here, as of now, initially we don't have any particular user defined in our users list. That's the reason we are getting an empty list. So to insert a user, we need to definitely call this post mapping to add an user to the list. So we need to install Postman to test the application. As in my local, I already installed my Postman. You can go to Postman official website and download Postman, and here you can download it for the Windows, Mac or Linux. Since my mission is a Mac, I'm just using the Mac Apple chip. I have just downloaded and just installed the Postman application. So to create a new user, we need to open the Postman and we need to here use the same API. Our return type is, sorry, our method name is post, and inside the body we need to send the body in the type of the raw. Here we are sending in the form of the JSON. One is name. Here we can specify our name, test, and email, test at mail.com. If you click on the send, you will receive the response as 200. Okay, that means this object has been created. So now we can test our get request using the same API. Now if you see in the list we have inserted one email. If you click on this print pretty, it will format our data in the form of the JSON. The same get request can be response can be seen in the Postman itself. Just click on the plus and you can add our get URL and click on the send. You will just receive the list of all the users. So just now I will create a new user with the test one and test one, and again I'm sending. Now this user has been created. Now again we can fetch the list with the get request, and if you see, now we have the two objects. I think you got understood like how to create our own custom API and how to test it in the Postman or browser. In the Postman we can test any type of HTTP methods, but in the browser we can test only the get method, HTTP get method, because from the browser we can't directly send the method body for the REST API call. I hope this video is helpful for you. Please let me know anything in the comment section. We'll be continuing in the next tutorial for how to connect the database and how to save the data in, or how to persist the data into the database. Thank you.